Because you have certain people who jump on the show and then it was stream. And the other
No,
host who was just like we was sitting here vibing, rapping, and telling y'all about what was going on, and the whole shit was fucked up. And that's why you don't. That's why the admins got to stay the admins and off the page. So I'm sorry, Rich. Everybody can't be Terrence, the moderator extraordinaire.
my God, I'm sorry. Whatever.
You, Mikey G, what's good?
Well, welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Right. Welcome back. We was in the mid. I mean, we was probably talking for about a good solid 15 minutes before
I mean, so
even
much
realized.
insider shit y'all missed. Oh my
Man, let me
God,
tell you, I can't even tell y'all what I knew about this shit, bro. It's
that
but
was a sign.
anywho,
That was a sign. Maybe don't say that shit.
I appreciate it, Mikey. I really do.
P Dog, P Dog, 006. He said out before 007.
Pedro, vote for Pedro. That's the homie Pedro.
Let a few more people join the party.
They're coming in before we get all deep into it, and we was breaking down the schedule and how the first right out the gate we play every team in the division, and I love it. I'm here for it
And
because
we ended the way we started.
and end it the way that we started. Hey, you got to win meaningful games.
And you gotta definitely win those you're supposed to win.
Absolutely. Oh, in that 15 minutes, we covered it all. We covered it all. I told y'all how we were gonna go week by week and beat every team that we faced, and it's all just lost video because of
Love.
Raider Rich, Ashy Raider Rich at that.
Ashy Raider Rich. Ashy but classy.
Ashy but classy. Mm, mm, mm. Said when they
He drove off with the broadcast, literally.
literally just hijacked it and stole it like a thief in the night. Now, Mike, he went to the lengths to point out the strength of schedule, and to me, none of this means shit. And the reason why I say that is because the Raiders have 17 opponents this year. 15 actually. What is it? 18 opponents actually. And they got to beat every single one of them. In order to get where they want to get to, they're going to have to beat every single one of them or many more than they lose to. 50-50 is not going 9-7 isn't an option. Going 8-9 isn't an option. Going 10-7 would technically be a disappointment.
How does one even acquire a week schedule? And what does that even look like in this,
Uh,
in the NFL these days?
it used to be the Patriots schedule because nobody in their division was worth a damn.
And
Right, right.
they didn't travel far, right?
Yeah, and they never traveled far. All right, Pittsburgh never leaves the East Coast time zone. Not one time this season will they leave the East Coast time zone unless it's the playoffs.
Uh. Kev, what's up? Why?
Dun, dun, dun.
Raiders.
So, so for any of those who of our friends in high place who are watching, I was reaching out today trying to trying to see what I'm not even gonna tell y'all because when it happens, I want to be the first, and I'm not gonna give nobody else no ideas. I'm gonna hang on to that one, but
Yeah. Put that in your
but
pocket.
I'll leave y'all with this though because I know ain't nobody else doing this one but me. So I'll leave y'all with this. So next Friday, next Friday for my Bay Area folk. For those of us in NorCal, deep with 95.7 the game.
Yee.
We're gonna be going one. Well, let's hold on. Let's walk that back and remember phrasing. Gonna be welcoming Damon Bruce from Bruce and Rado onto the program.
If you're not familiar with Damon Bruce,
You ain't from the Bay
you
or
should.
Indiana.
That's right. That's right. He's a Hoosier,
He's a
a Hoosier
Hoosier.
guy. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But
Big
he's well versed in in uh, in the things that is going to be discussed, and you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll
So,
be critiquing schedules. We'll be talking all types of Bay Area sports, Giants, A's.
what?
Hopefully, we'll still be talking Warrior basketball.
Gosh, man. Hey, man. Anyway, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's about all you can say about the A's. And
they are
it,
the
it,
real. They are the real Cleveland Indians from Major League. Like as far as like who in irrelevance. Like,
man, you ain't lied about that.
I've
You
never seen. I don't. Man. I've been aware of what sports. I've been aware of. In a way where it's I can legitly talk about what I'm looking at. Right. I'm
right.
40, so let's just say by the age of 10, I had a really clear understanding of how this shit's supposed to go. And man,
Yeah,
just
l-
looking at how sad.
that
And I'm
this.
from Oakland, and I wasn't an A's fan, but I did go to a lot of those games, man. And that building used to be retarded.
Yes,
It used to be. It used to be. Oh, well, I don't even know if we can say that
you
anymore.
probably can, but you already did.
Okay. I want to get back to football, but it's a damn shame. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Me said my first experiences with baseball was going with my grandpa and my dad and that side of the family, and they never really went out to sporting events like that. But we used to go see the swinging A's back in the 80s and 90s. That before they put Mount Davis, when you could still see the quarry looking out the center field wall, looking out behind center.
Right, right, right. Did I see that right?
Did you see what right?
Jesus Christ. All right, listen, listen, listen. Since we're on the subject of the Bay Area, and I know we're going to get into the schedule, but this is relevant that we played the damn Niners on January 1st. Do you
Yeah, on New
understand?
Year's
The
Eve,
Bay Area is
New
going
Year's
to be
Day.
in Vegas for New Year's and LA. Well, let's
You're
say
trying
and
to.
SoCal. I don't want to leave anybody out. So SoCal and NorCal will be in Las Vegas heavy for New Year's
New Year's.
weekend,
Yeah.
and I'm here for it. I live here.
Whew. Or you will live there.
Yeah, I will be, and you better get those plane tickets now, bro. If you're coming down, I know you don't want to drive.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm already there. I'm like, man, right after Christmas too. I'm like, bro, that's a blow. You know all these kids I got. Ugh.
We're gonna have to work that out, man. Cause yeah,
Yeah, I was like, ooh, and I got to turn around and come back next week,
let's hell, let's cover it.
right? Look, by that time, listen, we gonna have to get you in asking questions or something.
Look, I'm here for all that. Yeah, yeah. The Niners are coming to Vegas New Year's Day.
Day.
That's a little indirect. Black holiday for gumbo. For those that don't know, either black folks eat gumbo beginning of the year. So if you know any,
But the beauty of it is that it's still an afternoon game. So if I
yeah,
so I could just bounce Schmob out and hit the airport and go home after that,
you could, you could,
or
you could.
fly into. That might be one I have to. That might
Because
be a solo trip,
I'm not, I won't be far from the airport, so I'm not far from the
right?
airport. So,
Like we might have to just fly in for the game.
and
We'll
it's a good
see.
thing it's the afternoon because we gotta do what we
Yeah.
gotta do Saturday night.
Ah,
Anyway,
be a tough
yeah,
sell. That's gonna be my best
like,
sell job of the year right there. Said I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to pull that one off. I'm gonna figure it out though.
oh, Michael Irvin is excited about our last game of the season.
I bet he is. I bet he is.
Oh man, shout out to Mr. Irvin, man. I'm gonna call him Mr. Irvin, man. You know what I mean? Until I know him like that, that's Mr. Irvin. I'll see you.
If we bump into him again, we gonna have to hit him up to come on the program.
You know,
And be like,
or just let's go have a conversation and a drink somewhere. You know?
yeah, we don't even need cameras. It don't need to be rolling. I just holler at you on some other shit.
Yeah, yeah, you know. But I'll tell you what, man, that's the bucket list. Matter of fact, let me add that to that. Talk to Michael Irvin.
I don't shouldn't even really be bucket list. I mean, there was nothing but space and opportunity the last time we was in Vegas.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I just wanted to just say, hey, what's up, Irv? I talked to I said that to him for the first like 3 seconds, and he turned around, hey, what's going on, youngster?
Yeah.
What's going on, youngster? And then we kept walking, and then we we seen the playmaker in action, and that was great to
Oh
see.
yeah, and getting ready to score, moving in for the kill. Sized up that
Hey,
DB.
hey, I gotta admit, all y'all man that's been watching, man, we kind of cheated y'all on some of the details of draft weekend because it was just a lot, and I was still kind of overwhelmed a little bit. When we first talked about it, but there was man, there were some moments, man. There were some moments. I hope we get a chance to kind of run that back. This isn't the show for it, but yeah,
Oh, them good old Vegas moments. So you remember Sean McVay's little brother?
yeah, yeah. There were some stunt doubles out there.
Man, let me tell you. He said
We
it,
saw,
and
he said, they go, who was that? Not Pat Tillman, it wasn't Peanut, was it? No, no, no. No, you said, Dante Stallworth. It was Dante Stallworth. I said, nah. That was Darren Stallworth.
mm-mm-mm.
Okay. All right, man. This goddamn schedule, man.
Yeah, we had good times out there. Good times. With the longest walk in the world. The longest walk in the world. Whew, I
You
ain't
almost
never
want
did
to wear a catheter just so you wouldn't have to go to the
make go
bathroom.
to the bathroom.
Oh,
Jesus.
oh man.
Anywho, but yeah, so
He
let's
said,
dive back into it now that we've given them about 15 good ones.
yeah.
Oh, the Raiders have two opponents that they play twice this season, or excuse me, they have five opponents that they play twice this season. If I could talk today, they play for the Hall of Fame game. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 1 of the preseason will be against the Minnesota Vikings. Week 2 will be in Dade County against the Miami Dolphins. Week 3 will be oddly funny enough. They're doing all of that against the old AFC East, a nice softball for Josh McDaniels to get into the coaching against some teams he's familiar with.
Can we stop there before we go into the season? because there are some significance that's going into the latter part of those preseason games, which are guys trying to make this squad, and there's going to be a lot of battles in this camp. So I wouldn't just kind of look at those games to the side. I'm you guys are well followed fans. So, but I just want to reiterate those the Dolphins game and that Patriots game. We're going to see some guys fighting for some spots. We're going to see some good football.
Let me think about that. I actually think that you're going to see
I mean, you think
starters
the roster
because
is going to be pretty solidified by then?
it should be.
Okay.
It by that particular point, you'll know who's playing for the last couple roster spots. But I want to say that Gruden had kept his starters out of the preseason, but Belichick and the Patriots did not. And I don't believe that they are going to keep their starters out of the preseason this year as well. I think that everybody's going to play, and quite frankly, I believe that's the way that it should be because you can't practice getting hit without getting hit. There's
Mhm.
just no way. And
Mhm.
if you want to be built to last throughout the postseason run all the way to the Super Bowl and all through the regular season, you got to get used to taking those blows. You got to get accustomed to it. You gotta learn to endure it properly. I don't know, maybe that the previous regimes, the previous medical staffs weren't preparing their players to get hit, and that's why they were always hurt. I don't know. I'm just throwing things at the wall here, seeing what sticks. But you've never seen a whole bunch of injuries in New England, and they play in blizzards. They play in
Mhm.
adverse weather multiple times a year and are going with no problem. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I hope that there's some different approaches to preparation that are able to take the Raiders and continue to elevate their play.
Great preseason talk right there. Let us move into the season.
To the regular season, week 1 at the LA Chargers.
What do you want to do? Every 4 games
We
after
can
every
do
4, or we can just
week 1 at the Chargers. If all goes right, your boy might be in the house covering that game too. That which would be awesome. Week 2 against the Arizona Cardinals.
home
Week
opener.
home opener. Week 3, the revenge game for Chandler Jones. Week 3 against the Tennessee Titans. A game in which we will go to the Music City and we will see the King. So the Raiders' run defense will be tested early this season and often. Week 4 against Denver at Denver. No, at home, excuse me. Week 5 against the Chiefs in Kansas City. So throughout the first 5 weeks of the season, we play every team in our division. It is imperative that the Raiders get off to the same fast starts that they've gotten into for the last 3, 4 years running now.
And to take it a step further, that's a total of 4 conference games when you
Yes.
add in Tennessee, which is at the moment a playoff team. And yeah, like you said, where we going? Cardinals, Tennessee. Let's get your chin strap on, boys, because that you're gonna be chasing Mighty Mouse, and you're gonna be chasing and you're gonna be having to deal with the physicality of Henry, King Henry coming down the lane. Uh, yeah, Denver. Expect them to be more of a passing team, and then that kind of gets the Raiders set up for Patrick Mahomes. So it's kind of good little, kind of a nice little setup when you think about it. Going from Russell Wilson and then getting warmed up for Patrick Mahomes. I do believe Denver's not going to be ready to quite ready yet by that time for this type of game. So we'll get that game. Um, so far, man, we've gone Chargers, Cardinals, Titans, Broncos, and Kansas City. What's our record going into this bye week? Or if you don't want to go record, how do you think the outcome will look for us? We don't want to do if we don't want to play the prediction game.
I'll say if they're at 3-2 and over, I'll be happy. If they're at 2-3, I'll be okay. If they don't win two games, be like, we got a problem. There's a problem here because they're starting out fresh, so injuries won't be a problem. That they'll have the whole entire off season to come up with a plan right off the rip how to face them. They'll get a chance to see all of the tape that they put out that their division opponents will put out, except for the Chargers, early. And not only that, they'll get a chance to play them before they evolve and have a chance to adjust and do different things. Let's say they come out flat, or let's say the Chiefs are really missing Tyreek Hill and haven't put it together early. They got receivers, yes. They look like they went the traditional big fast route, but everybody can't do what Tyreek Hill can do. Everybody, no matter how big they are or how fast they are, they don't have the breakaway and the speed and escapability of Tyreek Hill, and that's going to drastically impact this offense. Mecole Hardman may be a fast receiver, but even he is not Tyreek Hill. And with that particular situation, you run the risk of seeing what happened with AB and Juju once AB left. And Juju was proven to not be the guy.
Right, right, right,
Poor
right.
guy was never quite the same. Now you've been seeing him dancing and doing TikTok videos in tutus.
And we're going we get to see that week 5. How that works out.
Right?
um, I I have them beating the the Cards. I have us going into Tennessee and winning that game as well, and I have us beating the Broncos. My toss ups right now, obviously, the Chargers in Kansas City. I'm going to give us the Charger game, just because we're just a totally different team, and that's the same team. Um, so I'm just going to say that we get over in that game just on the element of that. Uh, Out of those games, what really I flopped back and forth with the Tennessee game. Uh, I do feel like if Henry isn't having the Hall of Fame game that day, we're going to have our opportunities when Tannehill is the one that's having to be called on to make something happen. I think that's the opportunity there on defense for the Raiders. The Cardinals, I just think, the home opener. That's all I'm going to say about that. Home opener. That's in the bag. Our defense, I think, against what want to call him calamari, but what he presents, I just think that we'll be able to take care of business there. I like Chandler Jones to uh, show them what they'll be missing in that game. So I got 4-1. Worst case scenario, 3-2. Going to the bye week.
All right. And so that brings us pulling through into the bye week and out of the bye week to week 7 against Houston at home. Then Halloween weekend in Louisiana for the New Orleans Saints on
We're in the
October,
weird part of the schedule.
the easy part of the schedule. Then we play Jacksonville first for the second time in Jacksonville. Then you got the Colts at home for week 10. I expect
Ooh,
that out of that particular 4-game stretch that they should go 3-1 through that stretch.
you know, I like this narrative now. And if I went back and said the first 5 game stretch we went 3-2, right? We'll be modest, right? We'll say 3-2,
Mhm.
and then the Raiders uh, get everybody juiced by beating Houston Saints and Jaguars back to back to back, and then play a Colts team that's also hot. So we're looking at 6-2 right now
They should beat
against
the Colts too.
6-2 against a hot Colts team. That will be the test. I'm putting air quotes. That like so if that worked out that way, and then we're going to that Colts game talking about okay, this is the test. They kind of got by the first 5, and then they went on. And then people are gonna say, yeah, they beat Houston. Yeah, they beat the Saints. Yeah, they beat the Jaguars. That in that 3 week stretch is gonna people are gonna get loud about that. And then when we go into that Colts game, people are gonna be like, okay, here we go. It's been a while since we had a true test after playing Kansas City.
Oh, that's who it was, Matt Ryan. I was trying to remember who the quarterback of the Colts was.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Matt
think
Ryan.
that.
Yeah, they'll be capable. They'll be better than they were last year. I'm not necessarily sure Matt Ryan can run Frank Reich's offense, but we'll see.
Hmm.
I mean, he's an old guy, and he's an old guy, and he doesn't run too well. But but hey, so through that stretch of 4, I expect them to be finish no lower than 3-1,
Hmm.
and then so that would have us at 6-3 so far.
Hmm.
If they
Yeah.
heading into this 5-game stretch of Denver, at Seattle, home versus the Chargers, in LA against the Rams on I believe that's Thursday night football. No, what is that? Yeah, that's Thursday night football. And then they have a Sunday night game against the Patriots in Vegas. So they stay on the West Coast for a month, 4 straight weeks.
Yeah. Seattle. That's right. Seattle Chargers, Rams. So for a whole month, West Coast.
And at this point, here's the funny tricky thing that a lot of people don't realize is everybody talks about Denver's elevation and how high above sea level that is, but Vegas's elevation is above 5,000 feet as well, isn't it?
That I cannot
It's
confirm.
pretty close.
I
It's
do not.
definitely above 4, but it might not quite be at 5, but it's
Uh,
above 4. So the elevation isn't as big a deal. The isn't as big of a deal as it used to be, at least not to the Vegas residents.
mhm, mhm.
And that used to be a real big thing with Denver was the time change and the elevation. You had to go out there and play a game real quick before it became an issue.
So his brother's really ashy in Denver too.
What's that?
Said his brother's really ashy in Denver too, just like
Never been.
because in Vegas, man, bring your water and your lotion
Man, I'm here
and
to tell you.
chapstick, or else.
You can't have too much. You can't have too much. But yeah, home versus the Chargers, back to LA for the Super Bowl champs.
Hmm.
Then you get the
And then a
Patriots
whole week
coming
and
in.
a half for them to really juice up this matchup with the Patriots.
I mean, they gonna go for all that they got. Go for the gusto. So as funny as it would sound, I would say that this is more of the week that you're going to figure out what they got. Because if they can, or this stretch, this 5 games, if they can go through this 5 game stretch and possibly have another win 4 to 5 games there, now you're looking at a team that's built enough equity to go to the playoffs no matter what. If they split this stretch, let's say they go another 3-2, now you're looking at 9-6, and
Yep.
you got to win 3 games straight against the Steelers, Niners, and Chiefs at the end of the season.
Here we go again.
That's a tough
Right?
stretch.
What I'm saying. Here we go again.
It's a tough stretch.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you think that
Well,
finally
so
the
is it?
49ers quarterback situation might actually be holding them back finally? Like really, really holding them back?
I believe that the new quarterback is going to be way better than Jimmy G.
Huh.
Way better. Trey Lance is way better. I watched Jimmy at the end of the season last year, and it was like Jimmy is awful. Like Jimmy is bad. Jimmy is really bad. Like, oh man, everybody's talking about Jimmy this, Jimmy that. Listen, the Niners got to where they got to on the strength of that defense.
That's right.
They weren't handing the ball to Debo Samuels for no reason. They were handing him the ball because Jimmy couldn't throw to him. Jimmy was bad.
And more of that next Friday with Daniel Bruce.
Yeah, more of that.
More of
Definitely more
that.
of that. We'll cover that. We'll cover that particular game in depth. Although I would say it will be now. The question will be what happens if
Who?
for some reason Trey Lance. Well, Jimmy's still on the Niners. I was going to say, well, if Trey is to get hurt, because if they catapult Jimmy and Trey gets hurt, they got nothing.
Yeah.
They got nothing. And I doubt that Kyle Shanahan is going to leave himself that open without a backup quarterback. And then said the Chiefs at home. Said this should be the one of all ones. You either gonna to quote Ric Flair, to beat a man, you gotta beat the man.
Are you gonna hit your point, or are they gonna crap out?
Yeah, you
That
at home.
that
You
was
you
so
didn't want to
corny.
go to
What I
Kansas
just
City in
said.
the cold. You didn't want to deal with the noise. You didn't want to do none of that. So what happens? You got them at home in your building.
Talking to you, and it could be flex.
More likely than not, it will be. More if they're playing for something, that's gonna be
Five thirty.
your last game of the season. 5,
5:30.
and then they're gonna make the Chiefs play late. Not just on the road. Well, I mean, it won't be late for them because it'll be late for them because of the time
Yeah.
difference. But they'll be making them play late, which also falls into the Raiders' hands because nobody plays late games better than the Raiders.
Can we like cross reference Kansas City's last 4 games compared just to see what they're walking into that game?
Sure, hold on. Let's pull it up. 'Cause they're supposed to have the toughest schedule in all of the league. 5 primetime games. All right, you ready for this one? Oh
Yeah.
hell no. You got to be fucking kidding me. You All right. Last 4 games of the season for Kansas City. You ready for this one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Las Vegas Raiders,
Mhm.
Denver Broncos,
Before us. Ah,
Seattle Seahawks,
okay.
Houston Texans,
Ah.
Denver Broncos. The last real game they play is against Cincinnati on December 4th. They got the Rams just at the Sunday after Thanksgiving. They start the season off against the Cardinals, against the Chargers, against the Colts, against Tampa Bay, then the Raiders, then Buffalo, then the Niners, then Tennessee, Jacksonville, and the Chargers.
And they got the
2020,
what schedule?
2020, or the last time we beat the Chiefs at home,
Uh, was
uh,
it was it
2017.
was it Charles Woodson's last
Five
game?
untimed down. No, 5 untimed downs.
Ah, hold on, I gotta see that schedule in my face as well. Just real quick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You'll need 11 wins across the board. Jimmy had the bookies was on his ass, huh, Dre? That's why he was out there booting balls and throwing games. Jeez. That's funny.
Are you? No, I'm not
But
gonna say that.
uh,
Anyway,
that's where we at. So that is your Las Vegas Raiders 2022 schedule. Said important dates of note. Said your boy's definitely gonna be trying to hit week 1. Hopefully I'll be able to get in the SoFi and cover that so I don't have to pay. And I got better seats than y'all. So no, I'm kidding.
ah, my shoulders.
Somebody's got to hold me up. I know I got to stay feeding these cheeseburgers, but I appreciate the handout. All right, we'll see. Actually, who knows? Might be able to swing that one. If I can swing that one, you got to drive.
Threatening me with a good time.
Yeah. I'll see
That's
what we
all.
can do. I'll see what we can do. You got to drive though.
Do that easily.
Yeah. All right.
Easily. Take about
Four,
seven
five.
grams.
Yeah.
7 grams.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna need more than that, but
One way.
one way. Yeah. Well. But yeah, that should be able to make that a day trip.
Absolutely. Get there, break down.
Mm-hmm. Meet some fun. Do the whole little parking lot scene.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, that's
We got
sounding
the
better and better.
we got the 4K. We're
Yeah,
ready.
I got some folks out there. Got a bunch of folks out there.
Maybe Ashy Rich can bless us with some steak on the grill or something.
Maybe come barbecue. So all this barbecue he said he be doing. I don't believe it, but he said he be doing it.
I mean, I fall asleep at the grill.
Man.
That may work so hard.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Um.
And they got a
Uh.
new coach too. I forgot who's their coach.
Man, that's what I was just. I swear I was just about to say the same thing. Like they got a new coach.
Said I'm over
I don't know
here.
what they expect Wilson just come in and just because their defense was nice. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way they see it.
Uh,
Nathaniel Hackett,
Hackett.
courtesy of Mr. Kenneth Berry.
Where is he? He's a passing game coordinator for somebody. OC for was it Minnesota? Packers. Packers OC. Yeah, that ain't gonna. Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Oh, is he? So is he familiar? Is he? They worked. He worked with Wilson.
Under the Pete Carroll tree, he might have. Yeah,
Oh, so there's some
he's at
familiarity there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's cool, but they'll be better. They'll definitely be better, but talent wise, they're still not as good as the rest of this division.
It just the rest of the teams just have their nucleus of players have just got a lot of time together and just yeah.
Yeah, you got Denver, and you got everybody else.
Hmm.
Just a cut above. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. The AFC West is probably going to be your best division in football this year because Seattle and Arizona have taken a huge step back and are nowhere near the Rams and 49ers. The NFC South is a joke. It's funny how Tom Brady continues to end up in divisions where his competition is ass cheeks.
It's this for boxing, man.
So he just out there dogging them for no reason.
Yeah, yeah.
So the AFC
It's like dominating. It's like dominating the cruiserweight division right now. It's like you undisputed the cruiserweight. Didn't even know. Didn't even know that.
I'm like, who you wrestled recently? Nobody. I didn't think so.
Yeah, yeah. Like, wait a minute. Who you fight? Who's top five in your division?
Who's this guy?
Judy, yeah, I don't even understand what enhancer means. If any of y'all can explain it in layman's terms, please do, because I don't know what domestic violence enhancer means.
So now the high priced attorney showed up, and all of a sudden the verbiage changed.
Okay.
So that once the high priced attorney showed up, it was an argument. There was no physical contact. The domestic violence kicker was because it was his child's mother and his previous relationship. And the what was it? The tampering with evidence was because property was taken.
Hmm. Was she recording him or something like that? He's like, give me that damn phone.
We
We
cannot
don't know.
speculate. We cannot speculate.
That's
I
right.
just know that's what was said.
Well,
At this time, Greg, none of that has been mentioned. So if he did, nothing has been said about that. Like I said, the high price attorney is on the job, and misspeaking will be a costly misadventure, to say the least.
if for those on the need to know or don't know basis, that Mr. Robinson understands very well about what how to work with attorneys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well. I said you do well to make
Well,
sure that you don't speak out
real
of turn
quick,
and draw no attention.
what on the schedule? What letdown do you see? Where you be like, how the fuck did they lose that game? Which
What
game is
let
that?
down?
Yeah, what game is how the fuck they lose that one? There's always one or more.
It'll be Houston. I
Houston.
that'll be Houston, and I say Houston because There's always that game. There's always that game when for whatever reason, coming out of the break where they just come out of the bye week and just absolutely lay an egg. And there's no reason why they should lose to Houston. Houston don't have a quarterback. Last I checked, they don't really have a running back.
Hmm.
Defense ain't nothing to write home about. That would be terrible. Now, Pedro, I see you saying Jacksonville, and I'm going to tell you, Jacksonville has brought a lot of talent to their team recently, and they actually have a coach who's capable of developing quarterbacks. I want to say that Peters, you saw what Peterson did with Carson Wentz. We thought
Hmm.
Carson Wentz was going to be a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Without Doug Peterson, he'd been ass. So it's I wouldn't necessarily write off Jacksonville right away because they got a lot of talent. They had some talent before, but now they got a lot of it.
Jacksonville will fuck around and have like maybe only
They
like
could
four,
go
like
worst to
maybe
first.
46
Or no, they
wins,
couldn't.
but they'll be like quality wins where you be like, ooh, they beat them.
Yeah. I was gonna say they'd be worst to first, but Houston was worse. Yeah, but Chenault doesn't have the speed.
I'm gonna say Pittsburgh.
That will
In
be so.
Pittsburgh.
If they lose to Pittsburgh, I could definitely how you say that because Pittsburgh usually starts fast, starts hard and fast, and goes strong for about 12 weeks, and after about week 12, they're just trying to hang on. Now they don't have a solid QB situation. They're
Exactly.
going with a rookie now. Kenny Pickett is Pittsburgh native, hometown kid. All of it sounds great. Love it all. They got some big bodies for him to throw to. Woo woo woo! It sounds fantastic. He's still got to go out into the league and he's got to do it. And
Right.
their offensive line has gotten better.
Yeah.
It's gotten better, but their offensive line was terrible last year.
And what are they gonna do? Probably. What are they gonna do? 65% of the time, they're gonna run it.
Hand the ball off to Najee Harris
Yep.
or throw it
So,
to him on the. Honestly, they'd be better off throwing it to him on screens and getting him moving so that he's not taking those hits. Because for as much as they're going to expect him to do, he needs to keep that body as fresh as possible.
yep. So sorry, boys and girls, but on Christmas Eve, I think that we will receive cold. That would be um, a game that it would be horrible to lose, but it'd be the type of game we would lose in the cold. And that game is a oh, it's at night too. It's at five. That's a five. That's a sun. That's a. Is that a Thursday night game? Yeah.
Against
Is it?
this Thursday night game is against the Rams.
So we got 5:15.
Yeah, that's the Thursday night game. Then the Sunday night game is against the Patriots. Oh, that is a sun. That should be a night game.
That's
No,
right.
that's Saturday. It's a night game, but that's Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, Christmas is Sunday. Christmas Eve is
Okay.
Saturday,
Okay.
and a lot. And by that time, most of their prominent guys will be hurt too. So we'll see what the Raiders have left. We'll see how well this team was set up and designed with depth.
Because nutrition is definitely one of those unpredictable things, and you got it.
Yes,
But if there's no excuses, there's
and
no
it happens to
crying.
everybody.
Yep. Especially in that time of the year. But man, oh man, this Niner Raider shit. I mean, in New Year's,
On
it
New
was
Year's
strategic.
Eve,
Was it strategic? Like, you know, we can. I mean, this Vegas would be the most poppinest place
they
right
are not
now.
helping me at all. How am I supposed to go and walk in here and sell this to the wife that I need you to believe in me and I need you to know that I'm out here doing this for us, that we need to go out here and make these moves together, and that every time I go out here, I'm representing you and you part of the brand, and the brand has got to grow, baby. You know.
Not only
I'm out
that,
here working hard.
I'm staying with Tony. Not only
You know,
that,
he's gonna keep me in line. He ain't gonna let me do nothing crazy. And you seen his wife, you know she bites ankles and chops knees. But so you know it's gonna be good.
so I
Hey,
got to get to Vegas.
I got to do
Dude.
this. You know, you ain't even gotta get me nothing for my birthday or Christmas. Just go on and cop me them tickets one time.
I just saw you look up. sis, sis, just it's, it's all work.
Just flash the teeth. Uh, I ain't no good.
uh,
I ain't no good.
yeah,
Mm,
Jones Revenge game. Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely marked that down for week two. At home, he's playing at home in front of the home crowd for the first time against his former team. That should be fun. That
It'll
should be
be
fun.
fun. It'll be fun, but like I said, Arizona missed their window, and I really feel like they're going to be one of those transitional teams that went from good to bad.
Okay, so we shouldn't be. We should win that by how many?
At least 10.
Should be favorites by 9.5 or 6.5,
Mm-hmm.
6.5, 8,
Probably looking at a 7.5, 8 line.
7.5, 8.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would be thinking. So Kenneth, week 2 is a little too early for a trap game. That might be a letdown game. If they go hard against the Chargers and don't have nothing left after that, but that would be a letdown game. It's too early in the season for a
Especially
trap
not traveling that far from there
to
back to
back
Vegas.
home. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, Los Angeles to Vegas, that about a 15-minute flight. Probably spend more time in traffic driving to the stadium from the airport
by
than actually flying.
shoot, what you call that? Finished rolling his blunt by the time they land.
Right. And as for your little comment, Chenault is not as fast as Debo. He's not as explosive as Debo at this level. At Colorado, you might have had a case in the pros. No, night and day. But Tone, we done gone for about an hour and a half solid. I got to get out here and tend to these kids and see what's going on with this food before I end up eating old charred up
I mean, how
chicken.
could you, man? You're just ignoring the family. Oh my, this guy,
I
man.
mean, you let them tell it. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing.
I'll give it
But
this guy.
but I thank everybody for joining us once again. We've gone through the schedule. I see the rated. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough to get to 12-5. Think 11-6 is probably more realistic. But
Oh man,
hmm,
can we not? Can we disagree, sir? I'm going to say 12-5 because I had 11-6. We just blew that. So, 12-5.
well, there it is. You got 12-5. I got 11-6. I think I've said 11-6 probably for the last 3 years in a row. One of these, if I keep saying it, one of these days it'll happen, right?
I mean, keep playing the same numbers. I'm sure it's happened to somebody somewhere hitting the lottery.
Somewhere. Wasn't me, but somewhere. But so, what the fuck is today? Thursday? After dark, Saturday night. Said, you know what it is. We'll be out here cracking.
I believe we got some action on boxing. I believe Charlo's fighting Saturday night.
Oh, do
Castano
we?
too.
Okay.
That was it. If for those that didn't see that, check that first fight out. It was a war classic. You know, um, shades of say I don't want to compare it to that. just yeah, go go take a look at the highlights if you ain't got that much time. It behooves you guys to check that out. Um, what we got? We might talk some wrestling, of course, a little bit of wrestling, and yeah, so we
See
got.
what else happens in this crazy Raider world that we live in. We done seen
Okay.
the UDFA sign. All 15 of them have officially been extended their tenders and have signed them. My man from California, Chase Garbers, outlasting these New England veterans simply by not getting cut. So then I definitely hope that he takes over. He learns the playbook well enough so that he can take Jared Stidham's spot and get him up out of here too. And that's pretty much all I got for you. So for Tone, for Phil, Jones, who's off somewhere else, Ashley Rich, who will be forever known as the stream cutter,
Stream killer.
the stream
That's
killer.
right.
We out.